And good evening. Welcome to the Dwarves. Um, Not really sure what I'm getting into. It's one again among many one of those games that I have in the backlog. Are we gonna recognize my controller? No, we have lost the access to my controller. Well, I promise, it was working like a minute ago. What the hell, man? Can't we all just get along? But as I was saying before, my controller so rudely interrupted me. And there we go. Silly thing. Do I not get... Alright, well we may just have to reload the game here. But it looks... I think I picked this up in like a Humble Bundle long ago. Far too long ago. So, generic kind of run around, kill stuff. There we go. Got my controller back. Goddamn right we did. Alright, let's get the show on the road.
Fracas made us from stone to protect Gardogard. Against orcs, ogres, and all the
This
other
game has
beasts
VC
of
content by
Tion
default because this frame rate is
are the guardians of
a little on the rough
Gardogard.
side.
We are the children of the divine smith. We are the Dwarves.
That was quite the introduction. Kudos to them for getting the name of the game within the first, what, maybe around minute? I do appreciate this game has widescreen support. Like, that was not something I expected. I should say ultra-wide support, more specifically, not just simply widescreen. Pause the game anytime by pressing the... Alright, so settings, let's go into video. VSync is off. Let's just turn down some of the maybe my computer's just a little bit too old to handle this. Or maybe the game is just...
Understood!
Alright. Alright, I don't know what button it's trying to communicate to me here. Where are you going, buddy? Okay. Target on the battlefield. This music is also very intense.
Just a moment!
Okay, so I think I just auto-attacked if I'm within the range of an enemy.
That's that!
Can I seriously not do anything about this frame rate? Maybe I do need to turn on VSync, because... Ugh, that frame pacing is rough. And wow. Just set everything back to... It's better than it was. Let me get in close. I want to kill people.
And again!
zoom out. That's... Where am I guess? Okay.
Landolin, a present from the workshop.
Oh, I wish I had gotten that before I jumped into the middle.
I'd be happy.
Ooh, it's a bomb. Okay, so I use the directional pad to activate the power I want to. Oh, well, I feel like I've just destroyed my own bottleneck this way. All situation is not improved. I think I need to be a bit more judicious with my use of the bombs in the future. I think there are still a few left there.
My king! What are you doing here?
Giselbert Ironeye, the father of the Fifthling clan, has not been on the front line of battle against the creatures of Tion for many cycles. The king surveys the battlefield and the defenders with a grave expression.
We are too few.
This you know as well as he does. But there will be no reinforcements arriving. Hundreds of brave warriors lie inside the fortress dying. The illness is running rampant. It brings weakness and death.
Stay at your posts. Be as steadfast as the granite of which we are made. Nothing can break us. Vrakas is with us.
Okay.
What is it? What?
Oh my. What kind of,
That's that. And again.
Okay, that heals.
That's that.
Alright, well, I need to look out for those red thingies. Oh, because they got catapults there. Okay, I got you.
Another one gone.
Oh, I can knock him off the bridge. Oh, okay. I'll just shove everyone off this bridge. Push, 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 push. Oh, come on, man, fall off. Or just die. One of the two.
Hammer time.
Hey! There we go. Do I kill my own guy in this? Okay. So what are you doing down there underneath the bridge?
Be off with you. Hammer time.
Alright. Taking out these gosh dang catapults if it kills me.
That's that.
Not yet.
Huh?
Protect your king.
Another one gone. Be off with you.
And stay there!
Another one gone.
And stay there!
That's not yet possible.
Alright.
What is it? And again!
Another one gone. Be off with that. Another one gone.
He has the power to heal himself. Heal his but not himself. It's kind of funny.
What's that?
Protect our king. Oh, okay. The objective was just to kill the two
Who
catapults.
attacked us in the tunnels. We suffered great losses beating them back.
Come here and I'll split you like a straw, you treacherous elf.
In his fury, the old king radiates a ferocious power that none of Citalia's children could withstand. But the slight, willowy being sitting astride the shadow mare just grins down, mockingly.
You are mistaken. We are Alpha. We are here to destroy the elves.
All peace-loving beings here in Girdlegard are under our protection, and you cannot open the gate that has barred your path into Girdlegard since the creation of the world.
Not us, but perhaps one of your kind.
Oh, you asshole.
This cannot be. Silence, you fool! Vrakas, forgive me for what I am about to do.
Quickly, in formation! You must hold them back until I close the gate!
What is it?
See if I can blow a bunch of you off. Alright, well. Leave my king alone.
Another one gone!
What's that?
I will say I enjoyed the fact that my character just like auto attacks. Like I feel like I'm having to mash buttons a lot less than I normally do in these kind of action RPG kind of style of things.
And stay dead!
That said, the frame pacing on this is pretty awful. No! I just flew off one of my dwarves off the bridge. Whoops. Well, you know, king gets to kill the dwarf, I get to kill the dwarf. It's only fair. Dick move.
Look at me. I am Synthras, the Reaper of your death. I will take your life, and the land will take your soul.
Get out of my sight, pointy ears, and let me delight at the closed gate a little longer.
The gate may have closed, but when you rise again from the dead by the power of the land, you will be one of us, and you will open it.
Never! My soul belongs to Vrakas.
No. Your soul now belongs to the land, and henceforth you will belong to it forever. Now die, and return. Then hand us Girdlegard.
Poor dwarf.
You're a perfectionist, Tungdil Bolafar.
I've got a reputation to uphold. If you can't rely on the metalwork of a dwarf, what can you rely on? What can I do for you?
For me, nothing. It's Lot Yonan. He wants to see you in his study.
In your mind, you go through all the recent incidents that might have annoyed the Magus. Apart from a few little squabbles with his famuli, nothing worth mentioning happened since the incident with your beard. You nod.
Okay. I'd better not keep the Magus waiting.
I feel like telling
See you
everyone they
later.
look awful.
There's
is
goulash
just
for
not
dinner.
A great conversation bit.
There was a time when you could hardly lift the heavy hammer. Now you barely notice it anymore, and it feels like an extension of your arm. Smithing is in your blood.
Hey, groundling! Come to the kitchen, we need you.
Jolison, a fourth-degree famulus and your favorite foe among the students of magic, gives you a disparaging glance and disappears without waiting for your reply.
What if I don't want to? What if I'm just gonna say, fuck you, man? I don't want to leave the vaults. I want to talk to Lot Yonan, don't I? That's what I'm supposed to be doing?
Master Lot Yonan, Frala told me you wished to speak with me.
Ah, Tungdil, come in. There is a bag over there in the cupboard. Take it out, please. It contains artifacts belonging to my former famulus Goren. I wish to return them to him. He's in Black Saddle, 300 miles away.
300 miles? That's a long journey. Who are you going to entrust with this?
I was thinking of you.
Me?
Oh,
There is no one better to take on this
Well,
journey. You have
thank you,
acquired
Cap, for
much
taking all the
knowledge. You are
screenshots
almost a
by
scholar.
resting your head on my
You know more
keyboard.
than most famuli about Girdlegard and its inhabitants. It is time for you to go out into the world and see it with your own eyes.
With pleasure. What's in the bag?
Magical devices. You better leave the bag closed if you want to avoid any accidents. Dwarves don't really like magic, and magic doesn't like you either.
Vrakas gave us so much craftsmanship that there's no space left in our bodies for magic.
Strictly speaking, every time you've been too close to magic, it has ended in catastrophe.
well, good thing I'm carrying a whole bag of it then.
Perhaps I'll meet some dwarves on my travels.
Yes, perhaps. But don't hold out too much hope. And be careful who you talk to. Not everyone out there likes dwarves.
Yeah, goblins. They abduct baby dwarves and sell them to magi, from what I've heard.
Not the best bit of business I've ever done. But what was I to do? The Longnoses threatened to throw you into the nearest river. Be on your guard. Look after the bag and don't lose it. May Palandiel be with you. And Vrakas too, of course.
I'll set off immediately. I'll see you soon, Lot Yonan.
Oh, that's a delight.
Tangdale! Quick! Or the goulash will get burnt!
You immediately recognize what the problem is. A chain running over a pulley for positioning the cauldron is detached from its mounting, and the cauldron stuck in the fireplace. It's a heavy load, and none of the famuli, who feel superior even during kitchen duty, dare do anything. They might burn their fingers, or even get a bit dirty.
Oh, wouldn't want that.
It'd be a waste of goulash. Here, hold this.
With as much concern in your voice as you can muster, you say,
Oh, no, this doesn't look good.
you're pleased to notice he's dripping with sweat.
I'll get you back for this, groundling!
Do you remember when you dyed my beard with some magic spell? I had to shave it off.
You stroke your beard, which is unusually short for a dwarf.
Damn it! Ah, it's heavy!
The young human forces through his pursed lips, letting the pot sink a little.
Don't you dare ruin my goulash, boy!
The cook, with beefy forearms, glares at the young man, and after a brief moment, he tries harder.
Ah, okay, I'll fix it.
You damned freak!
For a moment, you hope the famulus really does raise his hand to you. But then he comes to his senses and leaves the kitchen, his face bright red.
What a pair you are!
The goulash is bubbling in the cauldron. You draw the warm air in through your nose, and the smell makes your mouth start watering.
I'm not sure I've actually had goulash. I'm fairly confident I've not had
Vegetables,
goulash
bread,
before.
cheese, but the cook is not to be trifled with. Many painful knuckles have taught you that she knows how to handle her heavy wooden spoon, and that she may possibly have eyes in the back of her head.
Duly noted.
I am your godfather, little one. I'll look after you just like I looked after your mother.
Little Akana grasps your calloused finger and smiles at you wide-eyed.
Alright, let's get this show on the road.
You're about to dive headlong into your adventure, but then stop yourself.
A journey over 300 miles without provisions and a weapon. Shouldn't forget to think in all my excitement.
Thinking's overrated. Will it let me go still if I...
You're about to dive.
Oh, it won't. Like, if I want to go out there thoroughly underprepared for what lays ahead, that's my right.
I wonder if dwarves ask Vrakas for help on long journeys.
The figure on the homemade altar doesn't answer.
If I hurry, I might be back in time for Sonia's birthday.
You're longing to see her face when you give her your homemade present.
Alright, so where would I find...
There are apparently dwarves who have
weapons
never
and
seen the
equipment?
sky. And you too feel more comfortable when you have rock over your head. If only you didn't long to see more of the world, a longing that grows stronger with every year.
Alright, so I'm getting the feeling that my supplies are not in this room.
The blacksmith. Do you want something?
Did a horse bolt while you were trying to shoe it? It's certainly not on our plates.
These guys are jerks. Alright, so now I just need a weapon.
The beer that is delivered to the vaults is supposed to be the best beer in Idderslane. It's certainly your favorite beer, but you haven't drunk enough other beers to truly know.
Well, I mean, that's only fair.
This is where you
Weapons.
swung the forge hammer for the first time.
Okay, cool. Ah, there's my axe. And my axe!
Just as you reach the door, your stomach rumbles. It's not even noon yet. And you...
I pilfered food already. What more do you want from me? I just gotta go steal more food? No, well, let me take more from there.
Hey, what are you doing, groundling? We're still eating here. Why don't you go and get your own portion?
Now, can I go?
Just as you reach the door, your...
Oh my god.
The goulash is bubbling in the cold.
Hello, Frala.
Hmm?
I need provisions for 300 miles.
You're grinning from ear to ear. Finally, you've got the chance to see something of the world.
300? Tungdil, that's no errand. That's an epic journey. Wait, I've got just the right thing. But make sure the cook doesn't see.
I'm going to Blacksaddle to return a few things to a former apprentice in the Magus.
You pocket the rye bread, sausages, and ham. Enough food for the first few days of your journey.
Perhaps I'll even meet some dwarves on the way.
Frala throws you a cautious glance. It's a tricky subject that you can't help but broach.
There aren't dwarves down here. You're the only one in Idderslane, as far as we know.
I know, but I can't just have been born out of a rock. Somewhere in the mountains, I have a clan. Maybe even a family.
Yes. Maybe.
Frala has reminded you more than once that Lot Yonan wrote to the dwarf clans, and none of them were missing a dwarf boy.
I've got a present for you.
You take out a symbol of protection that you've carefully made from 3 horseshoe nails.
It's not the finest jewelry in Girdlegard.
One look at Frala's face makes it clear that it doesn't matter. She glows with happiness
in
as she takes the
Girdlegard, which
pendant.
is where the previous battle was taking place. And
But
it said
why?
1,035
Because you don't
cycles
see me
of
as an
that,
oddity,
so
and you're like a little sister to me.
You could have said. But you settle with a shrug and a
interesting.
crooked smile.
So there are no
I have to go.
dwarves left in Girdlegard.
I've got a long journey ahead of me.
It's not that this was a human establishment.
I wish you the blessing of Palandial
But
and
it was a
Vracus to
dwarven
protect you
fortress.
from all danger on your journey.
That
Here,
has
a
apparently
talisman.
been abandoned by the
Whenever
dwarves.
you look at it, think of me.
Frala winks at you mischievously.
And of getting me a nice present.
Alright, now the game will let me leave. Finally.
How nice to see you again, Lotyonen. It must
Baron
have been
Harkonnen.
an age since we last met face to face.
Nudin, welcome. Please, sit down.
No, thank you, my friend. These are urgent matters, and I don't have much time. You must come to Leos Nudin immediately. The perished land is stirring.
Are you sure? What makes you think that?
I found out about 60 orbits ago, during a visit to the borders. Our magical barriers have weakened and become porous. The Elfar have left their land, and a huge horde of orcs have marched into Girdlegard.
Were you able to strengthen the spell with your magic?
No. I can't repair the damage alone. We need the combined power of the 6. The other 4 are already on their way here, but we need your help.
Why are they on their way? Can't they just teleport in like he did?
I will set off for Parista without delay.
Oh, and as you're coming, could you also take the opportunity to bring back the things that I lent to you?
Of course. I have them already packed in a bag.
Oh, thank you. We'll be expecting you.
You know, frame issues aside, I'm moderately impressed with the level of detail in the animation. Like that's some good appreciable detail.
Utterly blinded by the sunlight,
animation.
you squeeze your eyes tightly
God,
shut
I'm
after
blinded by
only
the
a few
sunlight.
steps. The time spent underground has made you so sensitive to light that you're forced to seek shelter in the shade of a mighty oak. You reach a small lake by a birchwood. Your feet hurt and your eyes still sting in the unaccustomed sunlight, but a smile spreads across your face nonetheless. You've covered a decent distance on the first day of your big journey.
Go me!
You pitch your camp and lie down to sleep on the hard forest floor. When you awake in the morning, your legs are stiff and achy. Trying not to feel sorry for yourself, you throw your rucksack over your shoulder. You're a dwarf, and dwarves don't complain. Around midday, with the sun high in the sky and the first beads of sweat appearing on your forehead, you see something move next to the road, a few hundred meters ahead. Some crows are pecking at something in the long grass. The creaking leather armor, the clattering rucksack, and a dwarf's inability to be quiet makes the crows flap around as you move from one bush to another. You give up trying to be stealthy, stand up straight, and see 2 human bodies in the flattened grass.
I appreciate the. I think somebody actually just blew across the microphone to capture this wind sound effect, because that's exactly what it sounds like.
You scour the area once more and ask yourself what to do next.
Oh, wait. Let's go ahead and bury the dead. Seems the nice thing to do.
It's time-consuming and strenuous work digging shallow graves in the ground with a stick and covering the corpses with a few stones. But it should at least keep the crows from their feasting for a while. You continue on your way so as to put a few more miles between you and your grisly find before night falls. You see a flickering light through the trees some way from the path. It might come from a campfire. You walk towards the fire with confident strides until you finally make out 3 broad-shouldered men with axes. 2 rabbits are sizzling over the fire. The men are joking with one another, but you can only understand the odd word. They haven't noticed you yet. Once you reach the edge of the firelight, you say amicably,
"Greetings. My name is..."
The men jump up and grab their axes.
Who's there?
Well, I'll be. Is that a groundling?
The men look you over suspiciously.
My name is Tungdil. I'm only a traveller who would have nothing against a warm fire and some company.
I don't think these guys want to be my friend.
A groundling wants our company.
We are honest, hard-working men. Why would we have anything to do with groundlings? Be off with you.
The man strengthens his grip on the axe and passes his tongue over his yellowed teeth while keeping you in his sights. You shrug your shoulders indifferently and take 3 small steps backwards without taking your eyes off the men.
All right, if I'm not welcome here, then I'll go.
Good. And don't even think about coming back to stab us in the back or steal from us. We'll keep guard. There's nothing here for groundling scum.
Although your heart is beating wildly, you turn around and walk back to the path without saying a word.
Hi, kitty cat.
Crawl back underground.
You try to ignore the ridicule. It was a clever decision to go. You're not a good fighter, and taking on a bunch of woodcutters is not part of your mission. You reach the banks of the Warder and can see Axeldale on the other side, but there isn't a bridge for far and wide. The fishermen's boats glide over the water, which sparkles in the sun. None of the men seem to notice you while they throw out their nets. You leave the peaceful banks of the river behind you and continue on
how
your
well
way.
my previous encounter went, perhaps I'm just gonna kind of keep to myself here.
You look down on a large village on the banks of the Warder. Some of the village is built on stilts in the river. A wooden bridge spans the fast-flowing water. A huge wooden palisade has been erected to protect the village from attack. Your eyes roam the land on the other side of the river. You estimate that you will soon have completed half of the journey to Blacksaddle, but you still can't make out the mountain on the horizon.
Criminy cat, you're killing me.
The guards on the palisade are watching you. Their armor looks well cared for and well made. The smith who made them knew what he was doing. You conclude that the men depend on the protection the armor offers and aren't just wearing them to look good. They're certainly not villagers.
Uh-oh. If I'm loading in, that means I'm going to fight someone, doesn't it? Oh god, oh god, oh god! Okay, well, that'll happen.
Some of the guards begin to whisper as you near the gate.
Hello up there!
What brings you to fair good water? And have you seen any orcs on your travels, groundling?
The man leaning over the palisade eyes you up and down carefully.
Goodwater is well known for its hospitality.
A fact that you've just made up yourself.
Let me in, and I will tell other travellers all about it.
I regret to inform you that we cannot allow you to enter. The gates stayed closed once night has fallen.
There is certainly no regret showing in the man's face. The orc heads on the spears look fresh, a fact that causes you unease for more than one reason.
Those won't scare orcs away.
I hope not. The more orc heads that end up on those spears, the more gold coins that end up in our pockets. Right, boys? Yeah! That's right! Yeah! We've killed our fair share of orcs and know how to motivate them. Those ugly mugs will spur them on, and then they'll perish in front of our gates.
Two things become clear to you. Firstly, that the mercenaries the villagers have hired are excellent at killing orcs, and secondly, that they sadly have no brains at all.
When did you kill these orcs?
Yesterday. We caught a couple of their scouts first. The others tried to take revenge in the evening. Let's see who'll turn up today.
Oh, easy down, kitty cat. No, down. Thank you.
Do you want me to be mauled by the orcs? Let me in.
You're pleased to notice that your voice sounds more accusatory than worried. The free peoples of Girdlegard have always stood side by side against the beasts of Tion. The mercenary seems to weigh up his options, but then shakes his head.
Put a few miles between yourself and us, and then you should be safe. As safe as you can be these days.
I've got 20 pieces of gold here looking for a taker in the village.
Ha! One of your folk might leave his post for 20 pieces of gold, but I say, clear off, groundling. The gates stay closed until tomorrow
Come
morning.
in.
But...
I guess we just continue on then. Right? Oh god. How do I continue on? I wish to not be here anymore. Go this way. There is no way to leave.
You think about waiting by the fire until the morning. At least you wouldn't have to go cold. You hardly slept a wink during the night, jumping at the slightest sound.
At least I wasn't cold.
Sleep is overrated.
An uneasy feeling has been your constant companion since you left Goodwater. Every little sound in the forest makes you fear you've been discovered by a horde of orcs. But you reach the end of the day without bumping into any of the greenskins. It seems as though Vrakas has granted you one more day in Girdlegard. As night begins to fall, you pass a large oak tree and decide to call it a day. Near the oak tree is an abandoned camp with a fireplace, which appears to be a couple of days old. You take over the abandoned camp as your own. Whoever slept here before clearly left again without any problems. You see that as a good omen and lie down to
Is this
sleep.
how I die?
You dream of orcs who creep up on you in the night, and even imagine you can smell the rancid fat of their armor. The stench gets stronger and makes you gag. You force your eyes open and look straight into the face of an orc who is holding a knife to your throat. Before you fully realize the hopelessness of your situation, you feel the blade cutting through your jugular.
That's not fair.
The last thing you see is a group of orcs baring their teeth coming towards you. Then everything turns black.
Well then. So, I think I'm going to call it there, simply because it took me 45 minutes to get to that point, and it looks like the game is just going to make me do it all over again, and I'm not going to spend the next 14 minutes getting to less further than I did before. So this has been The Dwarves, a game which ended unceremoniously in me being killed in my sleep. A set of circumstances I had zero control over and had no way of anticipating, so there's that. This is the adventure of the new to me Game Wednesday of sometimes a reason why a game has been unplayed in my backlog is because it's just not that good of a game. Yeah. But all that said, if you did watch this game, I'm sorry, but thank you for watching. And I will be back Monday, 7 p.m., picking up back with Tales of Monkey Island, which is a far superior game to this, I will say. And then we'll hopefully pick something a little bit better for the next new to me game night next Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. Central. Yeah. So all that said, this has been Dwarves. I've been Josh. You've been you. And thank you for tuning in. Catch you later. Have a good night.